The motion picture, Call from the Past, is a tape that is based on a temporal paradox. However, in the movie, the authors of the project do not give an explanation for this phenomenon. No scientific facts or pseudoscientific theories. Viewers will face mysticism, which will not leave anyone indifferent. Explanation of the ending of the movie, Call from the Past, a kind of dialogue through time. This is how you can characterize the motion picture, Call from the Past. If a person is sitting at home and suddenly receives a call from the past, what should he do in such an unusual situation? The first impulse that arose in the heroine was to correct something in her own life. Suddenly the girl found herself in a new reality. Only the memories of her past life underwent significant changes. Even her brain worked differently. The story shown on the screens is mesmerizing. The main idea is how a person can escape from a person. The heroine was not even familiar with this girl. They never crossed paths in everyday life. It could not even be assumed, as there were 20 years between them. Sometimes a person's imagination places him in a world that is far from reality. The character becomes obsessed with some idea or event. He is subject to his fears and obsessive thoughts. Is it possible to cope with this state? The answer to this question, the creators of the movie, Call from the Past, presented in the end of the film. The atmosphere of the tape is oppressive and mesmerizing at the same time. The connection with reality is a line that the viewer must grasp. The main meaning of the final movie, Call from the Past, is that you cannot live in the past. It is destructive and wrong. It destroys the present, makes it impossible to have a happy future. There is no need to even try to go back to the past and try to fix it. It will not bring the desired result. The consequences of such actions will be extremely sad. A person should live in the present, and not drag an unbearable load of past mistakes, constantly wanting to change something. If you constantly refer to the days already lived, you can lose your true self. A person becomes dependent on his past, which gradually replaces his present. The main character was obsessed with the idea of changing the course of past events, only she did not realize what it would lead to. You can't play with fate. Under any circumstances, one must move on. Otherwise, a person can find himself in a trap built by his own imagination. The meaning of the movie, Call from the Past, the protagonist found herself in a strange situation, the explanation for which there is no explanation. But even in this case, she decided to show mercy. Only not all good returns to the one who made it. Sometimes sincere deeds with good intentions turn against a person. The meaning of the movie, Call from the Past, is that you should not trust strangers. It is important to recognize a person, get to know him better. Perhaps he should not lend a helping hand, because he pursues his own selfish goals. Before doing good, you should think about whether it will not bring you trouble and evil. The beginning of the picture turned out sluggish, it lacks dynamics. However, after the heroine awakened the monsters with her good deeds, the audience more closely follows the events unfolding on the screen. They are in suspense, not fully understanding what will happen in the next episode. With the help of special effects, the creators of the movie managed to show how much the reality in which the heroine was. Her own actions led to such changes. This once again proves that our life is in our hands. And to be happy or unhappy is also our choice. The work presents two vivid female characters. There is an irreconcilable contradiction between them. Their worldviews are strikingly different. The movie traces an idea that is familiar to everyone. Saying untruths, committing despicable deeds is wrong and stupid. Everyone must be responsible for their words and actions. A person cannot deceive others with impunity. One day it will play a cruel joke on him. Many viewers are familiar with the phrase, "You cannot escape from yourself." However, some people try to deceive themselves. Only this does not pass without a trace. The day will come when a person will realize his mistakes, but it will be too late. His past will already control his present. Not everyone can cope with it. It is impossible to change the past, so it is worth focusing on the present. To ensure a happy and bright future.